Greetings and shalom to those in the faith. In this temporary video, to keep it brief, is a disturbing message about the reality of Satanism, its cost, success that is temporary, and then eventual decline. The eventual failure after the temporary accomplishments that comes with the different forms and flavors of Satanism, including charismatic witchcraft, where the person has a form of charisma that'll make you listen to that person, hear what they have to say, and maybe consider going along the process with them. At the same cases, when it comes to the assembly, the person will try to act the part, read some scriptures, make you think they're serious when they're sitting there playing games with you. And let's not forget, there's so many different type of demons that can cause this kind of behavior in this general area. Sometimes not just in the women, but also in the men, in other cases males, when they're just in wickedness and being used of the devil. Sometimes Jezebel could be affecting and influencing that person. Different type of spirits of Jezebel, of course. To keep it brief, then you have the most obvious religious spirits. Those things are the devil's favorite. If it can get him on a crowd, especially a revival, they'll go in there and mess that thing up as much as they can. That's part of the devil's desperate attempt to stop the restoration of the people of Yahweh, the people of Israel, the spiritual Israel, the true ones that are written about, who will be among the 144,000, those grafted in by Israel HaKodesh, and keep the faith to the end, keeping their testimony in Yeshua HaMashiach, and overcoming the beast in this world and the adversary, especially the flesh, through the blood of the Lamb. For it's not just the flesh itself that they have to resist, but also the adversary and what is out there in the world. Furthermore, you have other certain spirits that will inspire people to do these kind of evils, such as spirits of Ahab, anti-Messiah, otherwise known as Antichrist spirits. There are many different types of spirits of Antichrist, of course. And then you just have the downright special area of Belial. In brief, those who don't know about the principality of Belial, it makes people do degrading stuff. And in different departments, it makes the person just nasty on the inside and out, any way, shape, form, and fashion possible. From morality to hygiene, moral decisions, personal decisions, thought and intent, what goes up there in your mind, your brain, your emotions, your attitude, how you treat people. So for example, underneath Belial, it's not just a reprobate mind. If you're trying to talk to a person and their mind's gone, there's probably demons that might be binding up that person, trying to bind up their will, emotions, even parts of their body, such as their ears, their will, their emotions, even their different faculties of the brain to keep them from processing thought, as well as, of course, Hasatan trying to put a veil over their minds to blind their minds. So those who are in Yeshua HaMashiach can rebuke Hasatan and command him to stop blinding the minds of these people who you're praying for and against if needed, especially to either send angels or use your spiritual defense to cut asunder that veil into pieces and then loose ministering angels if needed on those advanced levels. So when someone has spirits such as the reprobate mind in them, it's there for either one or two reasons. Because they received it over their generations as a thing of their ancestors, what they have done, such as their sins, iniquities, and transgressions, that has invited the evil spirit into them. Then you have, as well too, the person's life decisions that they made and what has invited the evil spirit into that person and be given place to. For example, a person may go without practicing hygiene for over a week and might get filthy and nasty to the point that their mind starts acting kind of funny. Then they start doing things that are kind of funny. And all of a sudden they have that little, crink or kink in their personality or how they function in some kind of form and fashion. And then, of course, someone who's in the faith and they decide to mess around and turn from the faith in particular areas and are given up to a reprobate mind. It's a challenge to reach that person. And worst case scenario, when they're in that state and they're given up, and even worse, when the Ruach HaKodesh leaves that person because they just want to resist the Ruach HaKodesh. So that person, when they're given up like that, it's like trying to talk to someone who just can't get it. The reprobate mind will make people not get it. That's why in some cases you will use derogatory words to refer to a person's so-called intelligence or how they behave and how they think and such, how they express themselves. That's an example of a reprobate mind spirit that will either influence that person, affect them, in worst case scenarios in there, and one or two things from that area, it has to be cast out in the mighty name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Otherwise, you might have to pray and bind that evil spirit and loose angels, ministering angels that were needed in that situation, should you have to deal with that person or pray over them. That way they don't go out there and do as much damage that they would being used by the evil spirit. And then you have how you like to say in the boxing terms, the haymaker, the good arm. What's the good arm in this case? Oh yeah, dirty, old, seared conscience. Why you look at the news sometimes and see people in person sometimes, why do they do such things that are sometimes leave you speechless? Just makes you think, why would they go that far? Why would they go to that limit? How could they do such a thing? That is so unbelievable, terrible. Well, either that person, through their ancestors, their own self, before the knowledge of the faith, and even at some point, if they do certain things within the faith, such as lie like a hound, so they have a lion spirit they keep giving place to, different type of lion spirits, such as deception, falsehood, as well as false witness, slander, gossip, tale-bearing, viper, and so forth. And they just keep going at it, and they keep resisting not only the Ra HaKodesh, but also what's built into them when they were made, to back up at that point. But when they keep going, and that evil spirit just shows up in that person, they're checked out. They can sit there and do the most horrendous thing and not even blink, nor feel any remorse, nor any shape, fashion, form of hurt, and the such that will reach their senses, because they are blocked at a certain degree by that evil spirit. And when you do your research and go down the list there, you might consider that, one of the most pesky demons out there that influence the minds of people, to just make them be, how you call them, jokers, pranksters, trolls, troublemakers, and the such. Some people have the spirit of a demonic imp in them. When they're out there trolling, causing mischief, just causing and stirring up a lot of trouble. And if they have certain other spirits in them, they're going to get a kick out of that. And so that person's thinking what they're doing feels good. They're having a good time. They're getting a good laugh at it and such. And whatever they can do to accomplish that, so that they get their excitement, their thrill, what amuses them, what entertains them, what keeps them enthralled, encapsulated in just that euphoria, the dopamine spike in their brain of that person. So someone who, for example, is a certain flavor or Satanist, and they're going to go out there and cause trouble and get all excited and thrilled about it. They'll even go so far as to get into a ministry, be involved in the faith, try to tear it down from the inside out, and every time they get accomplishments to a degree, they're gonna start feeling themselves, start feeling all boastful, excited, proud, puffed up, the whole 9 yards, and they're over there flexing. And if it's over the internet, it's what they call beefing, and it's the wrong kind of beef, because they're sitting there being a so-called internet bully, a jerk, a mean person, just low base, mean, nasty in character, and even in some cases vulgar. Furthermore, on top of that, when they're out there looking to be successful, they're going to look for opportunities to overthrow people's faith, make them leave the faith, make them grieve the Ra HaKodesh, even use them up for their plans, plots, and schemes, and convince that person, just do it, man. Just do it. You gotta do it because X, Y, and Z. And it says this, and it says that in the scriptures. And they're sitting there using the scriptures to play you. And if you have the Ra HaKodesh, and you have ministering angels to reach you even the Spirit of the Most High to reach you and say, whoa, 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 and try to give you a clue, even a hint in the process, if you're getting into it, even if you take that step and get into it, to try to nudge you, to get you to realize you shouldn't be doing this. But, they convinced you, and that they can, maybe get you killed, get your life messed up, overthrow you in the faith, really mess up your life, and get you so mad that you're going to shake your fist and give them a piece of your mind or rebuke them and such. They're going to sit there and just laugh at you and think it's fun and games because it's those demons using that person. As long as they can do this for weeks, months, even years and decades, as long as people just let it fly underneath the radar or even just let it fly by, and they don't keep resisting that spirit, especially the principality Belial, just keep praying against that and just be persistent over a long time and patient, you can expect results. So such people who are going to be an internet troll, a bullying person, and the such, and they just keep doing it, eventually the devil's just going to use up that person, just throw them away, and whenever their judgment arrives to the measure it's needed, the devil's not going to be there to deliver them. He's going to be out pursuing. He's going to look at that situation and be like, nope, I have nothing to do with that. No, no, no. Hell to the no, no, no. And that person's just, they can feel it. They don't know what it is. Maybe they don't have a clue. That's one of the strategies of Elohim. When a person's just given up, they fill up the measure of their cup to a certain level, and when it's time, that person could be at ease, at one of the best moments of peace in their life. They've arrived. They finally achieved what they wanted. But guess what? At a moment they wouldn't expect, suddenly they are broken without remedy. Suddenly, their judgment, whether it's grievous and they still live, or it cuts them off from the line of living, because they refuse to repent and turn from their evil and have done such wickedness, and that would be their measure, is to be an example to anyone else so that they consider, process in their thought, and realize not to go down that road, and to learn from their bad behaviors and decisions and such, and to not entertain those at all. And so when you have someone who's just a straight-up troll, internet troll, a bully, mean, nasty person and such, and they sit there and just play people, sure, it seems that they're prospering, but just like the grass of the field, it passes away, it withers, and it is soon tossed into the furnace, into the fire, to the fire and brimstone, where the worm does not die, nor is the fire quenched, where there is wailing and weeping, gnashing of teeth, and they are tortured day and night before Elohim, his angels, and even those who are in the kingdom, should it be given to them, can scarcely look over the boundary and see him at a distance, being tormented day and night without rest. So those people who continue this, turn from your evils, repent, get set free from those evil spirits, because the temporary reward of the devil is not worth it at the resurrection, where eternity never ends. It is continual. So here, consider and revere Yahweh, your Elohim.